Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the journey. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the journey to understand yourself, your inner self, cultivate your peace, inner peace. And this is a journey of raising self-awareness, inner awareness. And today is day 4. As I remember, we have been through for 3 days last week. And let me see. And today we continue with the journey of understanding yourself, cultivating peace. Last week we discovered about 6 self-imposed limitations which hold us back from doing what we want. Hello, teacher Mai. Thank you for being here with us. And last week, we have explored together 6 self-imposed limitations which hold us back from be anyone we want, from doing anything that we want. And we also uh, know about the image uh, of a boat on a river, which goes along with the current river. Mm. It could reach to the destinations naturally, but if it goes against the river, and it's really hard to get to reach the destination without any effort, or if somebody stop there, uh, put every effort on the way, so the boat would reverse back to the first place. So uh, to be get or reach to your destination effortlessly, naturally, um, so you need to go along with the current river. And similarly, if we let's say the ship or the boat is like our life, and current river is like the laws and principles that govern our life. So if we know how what are the laws and principles that govern our lives, so we just follow their rules. You understand how it works. You just follow the rules of laws and principles that which control or dominates humans' life. So it's similar to the boat goes along the river, the current river. So because of that, we will continue with the journey to explore the laws and principles that governs humans' life. And last week, we also discussed about um, the laws of cause and effect, laws of dependent origination, which gave us a formula of good seeds, and their favorable conditions could give us their desired outcome. And so that's why we need to focus on the good seeds, favorable conditions, rather than to focus on the desired outcome. Because we know that as long as we have the good seeds, we have good cars and favorable conditions, of course, if inevitable we have the desired outcome result. So in this journey, we'll know what is the good cause, good seeds of humans' life. And the first, and before I go into before getting to the good cause of humans' life, we need to understand some principles that also affect human life. And the first principle that we discussed last week was principle of light, which give us seven lights, seven holistic wealth uh, to uh, to bring the light into our house, the house of inner self, of health, of relationship, of finance. And today is day four, so we will continue with the next principle that also have great impact on human life. And thank you very much, everyone, for being here with me on this journey. So I have the opportunity to share what I have learned from my master, from my teachers, from many great men, and so that we can understand our inner selves, and we're able to cultivate our inner peace, and build our desired life. So let's get into it. Uh, Let me share the screen so that we can start it. Okay. So last week, we left off the seven holistic wealth, seven lights, right? Seven lights. Okay. Now let's move to the next principle. Mm, okay. Brain activation. The second principle is brain activation. Brain activation. What is brain activation? So we have three words. Lesson. Okay. Lesson. Insight. And enlightenment. Enlightenment. There are three words in this principle. So, what this principle tell us? Brain activation's principle said that we are able to activate our human brain with these three words. What do they mean, human brain? The brain that are able to see the light, are able to see silver lightning, to see opportunity in hardships, in obstacles, in difficulties, in problem. They always sees the beautiful things in life, no matter what. And the words that I uh, talk to other people, that I tell other people, full of light, full of positivity, and how to how to be how to be able to do that. So we have three magic words here: lesson, insight, lesson, insight, and enlightenment. What is lesson? Lesson is something new that we learn, something new that we learn. Or what have you learned today from a circumstance, from an event or an incident you encounter, like an old friend, and they share something to you and you learn from it. It's a new it's a new lesson to you. So we call it a lesson. And what is insight? Insight is also a kind of lesson. You learn from a situation, and then uh, you impress with it, and you think you can apply it into your life. You can apply it into your life. So we call it insight. It is applicable. Applicable. And what is enlightenment? Enlightenment can be a lessons and insights, but it is an answer for a long-standing quest or a long-standing inquiry. Long-standing inquiry. Long-standing inquiry. Okay. It's a long-standing inquiry. You can have a question, but an inquiry uh, is something that is like a quest you make to yourself or to someone, but you haven't have any answer. But suddenly you learn something and you realize something, and you have the answer for that long-standing inquiry. Something that makes you uh, need to seek the answer, and something that uh, you concerned for a long time but have no answer. It could be about your career. It could be about your path. It could be about your life. something like that. And a lesson can be, if the thing that you learned, it could be a lesson to you because it's new. And at the same time, it could be an insight to you because you can apply it into your life. And it's also an answer for your long-standing quest or long-standing inquiry. So a thing that you learn could be all in one, all in one. Is at the same time is a lesson, an insight, and an enlightenment. And if you do it consistently, and if you do it consistently, I mean that in any situation that you encounter in your life, you have for yourself lessons, an insight, an enlightenment. Keep doing that. You are activating your brain, human brain. The brain are able to see opportunities in any situation. Can can see the beauty in life. So for this principle, we just have this information, and we need to practice. We need to practice before note about this principle. I somehow did it by accident. I didn't know about this principle, but I think it's my blessing to do it naturally. That when I encounter something like bad thing or negative situation, I a pop a thought pop up in my mind that what I what is the lesson here? There should be the lesson. There should be a lesson that help me to grow. That's good for my personal development. So what it is, I always ask myself, what is the lesson here? There should be a lesson. So because of that question, I can overcome many hardship in my life, and it made my life seamlessly, more seamlessly and effortlessly. So it's make me grow every day. I could kaizens every day, and I learned from many teachers. They taught, they have taught me many things just by keeping asking myself what is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? And when I understand this principle, the principle of brain activation, uh, when I dig deeper and understand the base or the fundamentals of this principle, how they explain these three words: work to activate the human brain. I I just know that I was on the right path. But because to explain this principle, we need some basic concepts, or we need some basic concepts, some roots concepts. So in the meantime, you just uh, need to know these three words, which can help you activate your human brain. Uh, and just do it, practice. And the expert said that if you're able to have 10,000 lessons, insights, enlightenment, so you activate your human brains as significantly. So let's do it. I'm doing it. I I wrote down, I note down the lessons that I have learned every day on my online. I just put it on in docs and just keep the recording of it and try to keep doing that every day since the day that I knew about this powerful number 10,000. If we're doing something and we can do it repeatedly about 10,000 times, so we have a great transformation in anything. For example, in a skills like um, kung fu. Uh, in kung fu, they practice martial arts, right? And the teacher in that field said that if we can hit, we can hit 10 times. Sorry, 10,000 times. You would have the very strong arms, and or if you hit 10,000 times, just only one exercise, or one movement, but you repeat it 10,000 times, you know how powerful it is. How powerful it is. So whatever when you do something, do it repeatedly 10,000 times. So these numbers could have a person have a big, great transformation in the thing that they are practicing. And similarly, we have if we can have lessons and insights or enlightenments for your life every day or every single second, you see that how your life change. Okay, just for this principle, just practice, apply it into your life, and see how it works. Okay, let me know if you have any questions or want me to clarify something or you want to share something. So just stop me by raising your hand or put what you want to share on on the chat box. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the third principle. The third principle. We will apply these principles in this journey. So every day I could ask you all, what's the lessons, what's the insights or enlightenment that you have today. So if it's convenient for you, that you could share with us um, your lessons, insights, or enlightenment could have somebody, could have other people to realize something or to provide them a lessons, um, or make them have an insight or get an enlightenment. So it's very important that we can exchange our lessons, insight, and enlightenment. What I share to you is my very new. It's very new, and it's good. It's not simple, not too simple for someone to consume it. But when someone share their thought, share their lessons, what they have learned from what I share, what's the insight that they got from what I share, or the enlightenment that I have from what I share, it could ignite someone else human brain. So they have the lessons, they have their lessons, they have their insight or their enlightenment. So luckily that we studied together, we discussed things together, so all of us can get the lessons by ourselves. All right. The next principle we have a principle of light, principle of brain activation, and now we have principle of uh, desire align, desire align inquiry. Okay, desire align inquiry, inquiry principle. The principle of desire align inquiry. So when you hear about this principle's name, title, so do you imagine, uh, or do you have any idea what it is? Desire align inquiry is about how to make an inquiry right. It's good for your life. And um, before getting into this, before getting into this mm, principle, there is a concept that we need to discuss. Okay, there are two concepts that might confuse us if we don't know um, the reference. Positive, positive, and negative, positive and negative. These two concepts is very important in the principle of desire aligned inquiry. We need to differentiate these two concepts, negative and positive. So, how do you know that you are positive or you are negative? What is your reference? What do you base on to define something is positive or something is negative? If it's positive or negative. Before before I learned about this principle, I thought it's simple to differentiate. Positive is just positive. We feel good, it's positive. We feel bad, it's negative. But it's not actually when we dig deep into it, it could make us confused. It's emotions. It depends on our moods, right? Sometimes we thought it's positive, sometimes we thought it's negative. So we are uncertainty about what we define. So we have we have a reference uh, to know that something or someone is negative or positive. We need to base on something, and there is a criteria that we could base on. That is our desire. Our desire. Desire. If is along with our desire, so it's positive, positive. But if hmm, against it goes against our desire, it's negative. So that's why one thing could be positive to someone but negative to others. If you are in a queue to buy a bread, okay, on in a stall on the streets, you're in queue in line, but cut, someone just cut ahead you. So uh, that event is negative to you because it goes against your desire. You don't want anyone to cut your light, right? Cut in front of you. But he or she did. So it's negative to you because it goes against your desire. But it's positive to them, to that person, because they want to buy the bread first. So when they make cause that event is positive to them. So based on the desire, we know that we are positive or negative in a particular situation. And sometimes we thought we are positive, but we didn't know that we are negative. For instance, you have children, and when they watch the TV, they sit in front of the TV. and uh, you see them sit too close to the TV, and you ask them, uh, "S- don't sit too close to the TV. It could cause or harm your eyes." Hello, teacher Gemma. Thank you for being here.
Hello, teacher.
Thank you. So, the parents said that don't sit too close to TV. It could harm your eyes. But what do they want? They want to protect their children's eyes, right? They want to protect their children's eyes. But the thing that it said that don't sit too close to the TV. It could harm your eyes. So the words that you said goes against the desire. So it's negative. It's negative. If you want them to have the positive words, so they should say that please stay far away from the TV to protect your eyes. To protect your eyes. Why is important? Um, in the thought, we thought it's similar. If in the first option, like the first situation, the parents just say that sit too close to the TV could harm your eyes. It's like a warning, right? It's like warning for the children. Know the consequence, the bad consequence could happen to their eyes. But the second scenario, that the parents said that stay far away from the TV to protect your eyes. Is like an advice, and people could follow the advice rather than a warning. And how it's important, we'll know it when we get into the principle of desire aligned inquiry. But now we need to differentiate between positive and negative based on the desire, our desire. So it's simply just know that what is your desire, and if something goes against your desire is negative, and if it goes along your desire is positive. That's it. Okay, so that's what we need to know before we get into the desire aligned inquiry. And there is another good. Oh, so let's go back to our principle. Principle of desire aligned inquiry. So there is a word that we need to discuss. And okay, and like enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment. When we talk about enlightenment, um, my teacher have taught me three kinds of enlightenment. That we have minor, We have major, minor enlightenment, major enlightenment. We have instant enlightenment. And we also have complete enlightenment. If that enlightenment could affect small parts like an area in your life, so we call it a minor enlightenment. If that enlightenment could affect greatly onto your life, so we call it a major enlightenment. And if just something happens and you got an enlightenment right away, we call it an instant enlightenment. And if you have a completely, you understand it completely, and you have full enlightenment, we call it a complete enlightenment. So it depends on how it affects onto your life, that enlightenment effect onto your life. If you have a long-standing quest about a skill, and you have an answer for that, so it could be a minor enlightenment because it affects an area in your life. But if you have a long-standing quest, a long-standing inquiry in about your life, your career is like a big part of your life, and you have the answer for that. Something like what could you do for your life, or what's your dream life, something like that, and you have the answer for that. So it's you have the answer for like a long standing quest about your life. So it is a major enlightenment because it affects greatly on your life. And after that, you could change completely, even your career, even your style, even your living standard, many things. So we call it a major enlightenment. What is instant enlightenment? You have a long-standing quest, for example, about your life, and then you have studied many things, and but at in at that moment, something just like you have a wake, like a wake up call in your mind. Something just calls your enlightenment right away. You have learned for a long time, but you couldn't get it. But right away, you understand it. You have the answer for that right that moment, and you can explain everything. And that's for your long-standing quest. So we call this instant enlightenment. That person changed completely right before that moment and right after that moment. We call it an instant enlightenment. And what is complete enlightenment? Um, Complete enlightenment talk about a person who had the answer for a long-standing quest about human life, that they understand about human life, they understand and they can explain about human's life completely. So we call it complete enlightenment. So why do we need to talk about enlightenment? Because enlightenment is the moment that we have the answer for our long-standing quest, right? So, and is played a key role in this principle because the questions is the base in this principle which lead to our transformation. That enlightenment, enlightenment, we know that enlightenment comes from a long-standing quest, right? Come from an inquiry. um, Inquiry, long-standing inquiry. And inquiry comes from the question, our question. You make that questions for a long time, there's no answer, and it really bother you, and you keep it in your mind for a long time. It become a long-standing inquiry. To be short, your inquiry, and somehow you learn something, and in that moment you got an enlightenment. So this moment, somebody call it like aha moment. They just realize something from the words of someone, from a situation, and it caused their enlightenment. And right after that moment, the moment of the enlightenment, we understand something. Hmm. We understand. We have the understanding. We have the understanding regarding something. And because we understand it, so that we have a transformation. Okay, transformation. Transformation simply just a change. Okay, it's not something hard to imagine. It's just you have a change, okay, or take action over something. Take action over something. Let's say you want your try to focus more on their study, right? You want your child to focus more on um, the study instead of spend time playing games. So no harm you try to persuade them, or you even nag them or scold them for that, but they will they haven't changed so far until they understand why study is more important for their life than playing games. They could change. So instead of spend time to nagging you try make them understand why study is more important for their life. They could take action because at right at the moment that they playing games, they understand that playing game is more important for them at that moment because it's give them pleasure or have them have enlightenment in entertainment, sorry, entertainment. So after they understand, they could have the transformation. And transformation is nothing than have a change or take action. Teacher might ask what could be the outcome if we have only a lot of lessons learned and little or no enlightenment in life. For I don't have the answer for these questions, but let's discuss. For lessons, I have uh, how can I have the lessons? I often ask myself. I often ask myself, what is the lesson here? So, in my life, I think I have a lot of lessons. And then enlightenment, then enlightenment. But enlightenment means that we have the answer for our long-standing quest or long-standing inquiry. If we have, if we have a long-standing inquiry, so definitely we could have the answer or the enlightenment regarding that. Regarding that. So I think it doesn't matter if we have more or less lessons compared to enlightenment or insight. It depends on how our intention to and of course for enlightenment that's the answer for the long standing quest. We don't have a lot of long-standing quests compared to the lessons that we have every day. So as long as we still have the lessons that we could put into 10,000 questions, insights, and enlightenment. Because when I learned that from our master, it's my understanding that as long as we put it in we have total 10,000 lessons or insights or enlightenment, but he doesn't mention about if we have more or less lessons compared to enlightenment. So I think it doesn't affect much, but it depends on how our karma could lead us, how our karma could lead us. And it depends on our desire. It depends on our desires, and it could affect how our brain is activated. Does it answer your questions, teacher Mai? Or do you want to discuss more? Or teacher Gamma, you want to share your thought about this matter? Please share.
Um, Thank you, teacher Sunny. For this question from teacher Mai, I thought if only lesson is the information we receive, but really we need the application and enlightenment. We will have the energy for it, and we will have the real transformation. So if only lessons, like someone who always want to learn more and more, but they couldn't apply it in the real life, and they don't have the answer for the big contemplation or inquiry. they they don't have any doubt or any thoughts for their life. So they only know a lot of information only.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lessons are not enough. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Teacher Game, for sharing your thoughts. So, what do you think about that, Teacher Mai? Does it clarify your doubts? Are you able to share?
Hello,
Hi.
teacher Sumi. Because I just could have you clarify about between the connection between of the second principle and the first one. Because if somebody they just also they have the lesson in their life and they cannot reach to the the maximum the enlightenment level. So how they can reach for the first principle you mentioned?
Can you repeat your
Uh,
questions? Thank you.
yeah, I can repeat again because I just feel like you can clarify the connection between the second and the first principle because if somebody they just have the blessing in their life and they cannot reach to the enlightenment. So it's hard for them to get the first one, right?
Um, it's not okay. We're not getting into this, so we'll discuss it now. Thank you, Teacher Mai, for bringing it up. Okay, so we know that enlightenment comes from inquiry, and inquiry comes from the question. Um, uh, a day we have thousand thoughts, right? We have thousand thoughts. We could have a lot of questions in our minds. We could have a lot of questions in our minds. Do you have any questions today, Teacher Mai? Any questions? Questions. We don't say that if a long-standing quest or just a simple question. Do you have?
Yeah, I also have the question for us today, like how I can manage my time, how I can go outside uh, more than the past,
Yeah.
because
So
now I'm just focused on a lot of work, so I could like I can go outside more than.
yeah, so you have the questions. So if it's concerned you a lot, it could be an inquiry, right? It could be an inquiry. And when you have the answer for that, it become enlightenment. Enlightenment is not something very, hard to achieve or attain. We have the minor enlightenment. We have major enlightenment. Minor enlightenment could give the answer for your minor inquiry, just a part of or an area of your life. You have the answer for an area, small area of your life. So for you, if you have the answer for that inquiry, is an enlightenment. Is an enlightenment. And after that you have the understanding regarding that. And when you understand that you could take action or you have change, just simple like that. It's not something that very hard to get because we have questions, we have inquiry every day. If we notice, we could see, we observe our minds more, so we could see that we have a lot. But the thing that our concerns is not all is not about our we have or not the inquiry, because we have everybody has if they notice or at least observe themselves enough. The thing that we want to this the thing that this principle want to share to people, that about these two, positive and negative, when we mention it in the first place, because when people make questions or inquiry, they are they don't know, if they don't know about how to differentiate between positive and negative, they could make somehow they could make a negative inquiry, and a negative inquiry could lead to a negative enlightenment and a negative understanding and negative transformation. But if we have the positive inquiry, we could have the positive enlightenment and positive understanding and positive transformation. So that's the main point that this principle want to share with us, to have a positive transformation. So where is our base? Where should we use? How should we start to have the positive transformation, which aligns with our desire? So does it does it answer your doubt, teacher mind? Yeah, teacher again must share that are yes, they would need to have inquiry. Without contemplation, there is no enlightenment. Everybody has inquiry. Everybody has inquiry. Um, but when get into some trouble, or when they get into a particular situation, they just ask themselves, like every day, I when I encounter something, um, I think, and I don't know how to deal with that. I want to make question, or if it's make me it's bothering me for a long time, it become an inquiry. So that's why we need to navigate our inquiry towards the positive side, to have the positive enlightenment, positive understanding, and positive transformation. So, as my observations, it's hard for people not to have an enlightenment, because enlightenment is not something really hard to encounter in our daily life. If we have the answer for our long-standing quest, we have enlightenment. When we learn a skill like we learning English, we have the quest that how to study English better. It's quite a long-standing quest to someone, and when they have the answer, is an enlightenment. It's an enlightenment. And for the lessons, of course, the insight that I share is also kind of a lessons. And when we learn something, we often try to put it into our life. We try to apply it into our life, especially when we learn something about human life, or not very scientific things. So it's quite hard for someone to apply it into their life. But when we learn about life, about human life, like in this journey, we are discussed to each other about our inner self. So we have many things to discuss about. and those knowledge are very applicable to our life. Uh, for example, the previous principle when we talk about uh, brain activation principle, we use three words: lessons, insight, enlightenment. So we just apply it by asking ourselves, do we have lesson today? Do we have lessons in this situation? And if it's a useful lesson, we often try to apply it into our life already. So it's become an inside of us. It's our lessons and insights usually come together. And enlightenment somehow, sometimes we have the answer for the long-standing quest. So it's become an enlightenment. And after it's become an enlightenment, usually it's also turned to be a lesson to us also, and an insight which we can apply to our life. So so I think it's how it works, at least from my point of view, how I observe the lessons and insight and enlightenment that I have got so far. It's and that's how it worked for me. Um, can you share can you share a bit about the journey that you have the lessons or insights or enlightenment, teach your mind, so that uh, maybe we could clarify more about this matter?
Um, yeah. Uh, for me, from my personal view, I always go and make the question on myself about everything in my life, about my careers or about love, anything. So, and I really, I am 100% agree with you the importance of inquiries or the question in our life than we have because it can easier for us to lead us to towards to the enlightenment. So yeah, um,
Yeah, thank you so much, teacher Mai, for sharing your thoughts and for your questions. So we can clarify over it, and I understand more about this matter, how to connect between these principles. And we have
because
yes.
because every event in our lives we usually collect the feeling, but especially if we collect the negative feeling, it will be enhance the negative resource in our life, resource outcome. So that is the reasons when areas events we experienced in the past, I think lessons is very important when we get because it can make us growing day by day. So that is the reasons from my experience. Yeah, we need to gain the blessing for every experience when we have with somebody or in the relationship. Yeah, what we have after that event, I think.
So you mean that you have the questions for every event in your life?
Mm, I just sharing about my thought because every event in our lives, we just need to collect the lesson we gained after that because it will help us to growing day by day. Because people usually collect the negative feeling after every event, but the best way we need to collect the lesson because with the lesson, we can reach to the enlightenment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Because that lesson comes from your question, right? You ask yourself, what's the lesson here? So when you have the answer, what's the lesson? It's already an enlightenment. Thank you. Thank you so much for your sharing. It's profound, and we are able to share our thoughts, our ideas, so we learn from each other. Thank you so much for your both your both presence. All right. So this this principle, desire aligned inquiries, is very essential to our life. Very essential to our life because it depends on what kind of inquiry, what kind of questions we have, what kind of inquiry we have. So it's good. So it's good because the type of enlightenment that we have and the orientation of the understanding that we have and the direction of our transformation. So that's why we need to differentiate between positive and negative in the early time that we have discussed over. That need to know what is positive, what's negative. Positive and negative. And we know that this positive is positive if it if it's is along with our desire, right? Is along with our desire, along with our desire. And it's negative if is against our desire. So that's why it's very, very important if we know what our desire. We can we navigate or we can defy our desire is a crucial part. When someone comes and asks me, uh, what should I do in that situation? And my first ever questions always, what do you want? What do you really want? And many people couldn't identify what they really want. So that is crucial part. To identify our desire is also very cunning, you know, cunning part. So the first steps ever that we need to know our desire in a relationship. We want a harmonious relationship. In health, we need a good health condition. In inner self, in a few days we learned about three energies, the energies of our reverence, gratitude, of tolerance, and of inner peace. So it could be the state of mind that people dream for. So it could be a desire of someone. And in finance, like how to have abundance in finance, for example, could be a desire of someone. So we need to define or clarify our desire before going to do something, take action or doing something. So that we could make a positive question, to have a positive inquiry. And then when we have the answer, the suitable answer, it will be a positive enlightenment. And we have positive understanding, positive transformation. Let me uh, let me share our scenarios. There are two scenarios with the same, quite similar situation. Um, there is a wife, a woman. She's a wife, and she also mother of a child. And her husband every day comes home late and was always in drunk states, and she hated that. When he got home, she always scolded him and yelled at him that uh, why you always stayed came home late. And she had the thought that he might have an affair with someone else. But the another wife, another woman, she also a wife and mother of a child in similar situation. And when her husband came home late in the drunk state, she have a question in her mind that how can I make my husband come home earlier, take care of the family more, and love the family better? We don't know the consequence of these two scenarios, but with these two question, these two inquiry, which scenario, which wife or which woman do you think that have more chance to be happy? So in the same situation, but two women has different, totally different inquiry, different question. The first one ask herself that if he have an affair, why he always come home late. And the second wife ask herself, how can I make him love the family more, take care for the family more, spend more time for the family, come home earlier. So with these two type of questions, two types of inquiry, so we don't know the consequence, we don't know the end of the scenario, but from your perspective, from your point of view, do you think which women are able to have a happy life, more chance to have a happy life? Personally, the second wife, from my thought, could have more chance, right? Because when she asks herself things like that, she could she could seek an advice from someone to make her families are happier. So she could come to a person who have happy family, right? She would come to a person who have a harmonious, happy relationship with her husband. So they could give very positive advice for her because she have a positive inquiry which goes along with her desire. So the answer he have goes along with her desire. And so we call it, in short, we call it positive enlightenment. So could have the positive understanding and positive transformation which goes along with her desire. And to take actions, of course, is also have the outcomes which um, goes along with her desire. Nevertheless, the other situation, the wife, um, we don't know that if the husbands have an affair or not, but when she have that questions in mind, she the way she treat him differently already. She treat him as a cheating husband, and even the man didn't do that, but when the wife treats him like that, so what could happen? And she want everyone want a happy harmonious family, but their questions, their inquiries often goes again their desire. So that's why they have the negative enlightenment, they have negative understanding. She understanding that way, and she have negative transformation and negative action that she treated him badly. So that how it could lead to if we don't know how to differentiate between positive and negative, and how it worked in our life. So I think I'm so lucky. I'm lucky enough to encounter this principle, so that in every area of my life I could create or meet a positive questions, a positive inquiry. I uh, I don't need to care about enlightenment anymore, because as long as I still have the positive inquiry, today, tomorrow, or someday, I could get the positive enlightenment to make me have the positive in understanding, and could have the positive transformation which goes along with my desire. So that I could have a chance with this principle, make me think that I don't need to rush or put me in a hurry state. Just when I want something, I define my desire. I want something, I know exactly that what I want. Make inquiry, go along with that desire. So it's become a positive inquiry and let everything work by itself. We cannot control anything, but we know at the end I could have the positive transformation. So that's how this principle works. And I'm so happy that everyone's here. So it's come from, I think it's also a long standing quest for me, as I want to share this beautiful knowledge, this meaningful philosophy to the people here, where people speak English. So even I know that my knowledge sometimes is not enough, or my experience is not enough, but because I want to share it to the people here, I think everybody have the right to know this beautiful knowledge, this beautiful philosophy. So just share it, and your presence is is a gift on my journey. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, teacher Sunny, for your sharing. Do we still have time?
uh, yeah, please just share. I'm done with what I want to share today, so we have time for your sharing.
Yeah, I just have a question that the most important thing is we know what we desire, right?
Yeah.
But very often I couldn't stick on that desire. Like it often change. So what should I do?
So it means that it's not enough. It's not enough. If you want to stick to that, do you want to stick to that, or you want it to change on a time?
It often be changed, but I think I should stick to certain goals,
Mhm.
but it often be changed. I don't know what, how, and why, but I want to make clear that what is the ultimate. desire, and what should I do to stick to it, not change on the way?
I think it's not how to stick to that because it's we are manage our behavior already. So uh, from my point of view, because we not get into the 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 good cause. So, but personally, what I can share here that you need to clarify more about your desire. You need to make it clear enough the reasons you want to stick to that desire. Do you do it for yourself, for your family, for your or community or your society? And if you do it for those people, so what is the good reason, like the outcomes or the benefits that they could get when you stick to that desire? You need to, I think, you need to make it's very clear enough that you can see the big picture after you can stick to that desire and you follow and you attain it, the picture that make you give you a big motivation enough to stick to that desire. Because if we don't stick to any desire, it means that it's not very important to us at the moment. So when we make it big enough to make it like something that we need to do it or not ever, like something that you can give everything to it, and that is take the responsibility to be the person who lead that. If you don't do it, no one could do that. Of course every people have potential, so they can have the same desire as you, but when we take a responsibility, we put us in a situation that we're a person to do that, no one else, and clarify it clear enough. So it's not just a word that I want to do that. We need to write down. I think we need to write down. So when we do that, who have the benefits from it, what it could bring to other people, and is it do I'm happy when I see that, and yeah, we need to make it clear enough, to make it important enough to do like your daily task. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do that I sit on a desk and start my work because is the top priority to me at that moment. If I don't do that because I have no salary, I could have I could lose my job. So because it's my top priority at that time, so I do it. No, nobody forced me, but my mind just set it at the top priority and to do it. So when it's important enough, we could do it.
Yes, I got it. Thanks for making it more clear.
Thank you for sharing that. It also supports me because I sometimes I have a questions. I want to do something, but I lose the interest to do it. When time pass by, I and then I make inquiry for myself, and then I have the answer. I know that because it's not too important to me at that moment. I have other priority, so that I put it aside. Yeah. Make sure.
I agree.
Thank you. Did you mention make sure every action, thought, and especially inability really supports what we desire? right. Yeah, our inner belief is very important because it leads our actions, our joys, and the outcome that we get. So we will discuss, or we will dig deeper when regarding this when we come to the good cause. We come to the good cause. Okay, thank you so much for being here together. So we have very deep and meaningful talk. Um, so what time is it in Finland, teacher Mike? Is it in the morning? Are you working? Oh, so but you're studying, right? You are studying, not working.
Ah, teacher mine. I have a friend. She's going to move to Finland. Phần Lan đúng không có? Finland.
Finland. I remember it's
Yeah,
Finland, right? You stay
and
in Finland.
she is struggling with learning Finnish. Finnish.
I don't know that their
Yeah,
language.
the language of Finland. If you have any technique or any experience, I'm so grateful to receive and help her. Her family will move there next year, early next year. And she said that she has the language class for 1 hour, but she need to self study to understand that for about 5 hours.
Hi, teacher Gamma.
Yeah.
In the WIT community, we also have the Vũ Hành Ngân teacher. She also teach for the Finnish. So if your friend could like to improve the Finnish language, um, maybe she can connect with the Vũ Hành Ngân teacher.
Oh, I know Miss Ngan. Yeah. Um, yeah. I
But in
just
the future, yeah, but in the future, I also improve the Finnish language. I can share a little bit what I have learned from that. Okay,
yeah.
we can
Okay.
connect. Yeah, we can connect together.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
So which language are you using there, teacher Mike?
Um, Finnish, and
Uh,
in the bigger city, I mean international city, they also use the English.
uh,
But the smaller city, local people they usually use the Finnish. On
so it's also convenient for English speaker to travel to Finland, right?
mm, yeah, in the big city.
I see. Thank you. So
How about you, Miss Sunny, teacher Sunny? Do you use English more or Tagalog
Tagalog.
or something?
I have no idea about Tagalog. Don't ask me about Tagalog. We use English here. I think that's the privilege of this, an advantage of this country that people can just speak English and can go everywhere. Even to go to a small
Mm,
town, people speak English not very fluently a lot, but with their basic English, we can communicate and can live there conveniently. Yeah.
I really like the services in Philippines, especially the tourism industry. Their
Oh,
services really high quality.
so when did you come here?
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I went there several times.
For business trip, or you would
Yeah, just traveling.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful
So I really
image.
like it, even in very poor area. Maybe they don't have electricity in the volcano, Taga or something volcano.
Tạ.
But yeah, Ta. But they really hospitality and
Yeah.
really helpful. Everyone could speak English well and generous. I really impressed by them. And even in the supermarket, it's very different from here because we can see everything. We can ask the price and try on, but don't buy. They still are happy.
Yeah,
Oh,
there are some places that people really don't care about customer as well. We just take and try, and but I think in Vietnam, the what do we call the I forgot what do we call the employee the employee in the stores, they care more for the customers. Of course, they care about the profit and revenue of the store, and so that they care more for the customer. So it's quite funny here that when you ask, it's some place, not all, but if you ask the employee there, where is that things, they have no idea where is it, and we could find it ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by customer services there.
Yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful image about this country. There are many things that we can explore here. Um, yeah, and how the way they live their life is very um like uh like with effortlessly. I think effortlessly because they just enjoy their life. Don't care much about other things.
Yeah, enjoy each moment. A lot of
Yeah,
party.
right. They can dance on the streets without any concern. I love how they enjoy their life. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your presence, your concern, your sharing. So it help each other to create blessing and marriage, right? So through interaction, we can have the seed of blessings. Thank you so much for being here on this journey together. I have a good night. Okay, and
Yeah.
hopefully that we are able to see each other tomorrow. Uh, when you welcome your baby.
I'm waiting. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. I don't know. But it's
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the second
Just
child
like
or is it a second
second
child?
child. Yeah.
So you have experience already. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, because I'm learning WIT law knowledge, so feel like believe in the karma.
Yeah. This baby is special because stay in environments, a very good environment to cultivate potential, their potential.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye. See you.
Bye. So I got stop the live on Facebook. Bye everyone. Bye teacher Gemma.